Hello everybody, welcome back to the Panel by Panel Comics YouTube channel with me, your host Jay. Today is my top 10 videos for the week of April 22nd, 2026. Alright guys, before we get into it, if you enjoy comic book content, go ahead and hit that like button and subscribe. We just hit 50 subscribers. Thank you guys so much for that. That is a huge milestone. Could not do it without you guys. Now, we're trying to get to 60. So if you're new and you enjoy comic book content nearly daily throughout the week, go ahead, hit that subscribe button so we can get to 60 subscribers. But before we get into my top 10, here's 4 notable books that did not make my top 10, but I still recommend that you take a look at and potentially pick up for New Comic Book Day. We have Marvel DC's Spider-Man Superman one-shot. That's going to be a huge 72-page oversized issue for $8. Next, you have Void Rivals, issue number 29, part 5 of 6 of the Quintessence War. Corpse Knight, issue number 1, a brand new Image book coming out this week. And Capes, issue number 6, that's the end to the first story arc in that new Invincible universe. Or I guess growing on that Invincible universe with the Capes. Now, starting off with my top 10, we have Wade Wilson Deadpool. This is issue number 3, 32 pages, $4. Benjamin Percy writes this comic book with Jeff Shaw doing the artwork. This is only smiling on the outside. Wade Wilson is down, and Fate and the gangsters he's gotten wrapped up with keep kicking. He's smiling on the outside, but what tragic fate has befallen Deadpool. Witness the gut-wrenching horror Wade has endured, even as he walks into a deadly murder in Central Park that will change the course of his life. We know that he's been experiencing some trauma recently from the, I guess, I don't really know how to describe it, his daughter's death, I guess. And we know that Tombstone has been, or not Tombstone, Hammerhead has been a pretty big villain in this issue so far from Benjamin Percy. And he keeps getting these notes from somebody. Somebody's telling him the horrors that are about to happen all throughout the areas that he's patrolling. And he's going there and stopping it before it happens. It's a really interesting concept, and I'm really enjoying what Benjamin Percy has been doing with the Deadpool character. And it comes in at number 10. Coming in at number 9, we have The Flash, issue number 32, legacy number 832, 32 pages, $4 for this comic book. Ryan North does the writing. The art is Gavin Guidry. The Flash and Captain Cold team up in this issue, which will be interesting because, you know, Captain Cold is always like a villain, sometimes maybe a hero, who knows. We'll see what Ryan North chooses to go with the Captain Cold character. Okay, so maybe Flash's world has gone crazy, and maybe he's having to run around the city several times a minute just to save people from themselves, but at least things can't get worse, right? I don't know why people still use that rhetorical construction. Every time you say at least things can't get worse, you're just setting things up to get way worse. In this issue, escalating stakes, flashes of insight, and a strange and unexpected team-up that brings Flash and Captain Cold together with the fate of Central City hanging in the balance. Told you things could get worse. Sheesh, Wally, come on. So we know in the previous issue, the first jumping on point, or the new jumping on point with Ryan North's run and Gavin Guidry on the art, that there's this person that is offering up money to people to basically nearly end themselves. Whether it's jumping off of roofs, jumping in front of trains, and even on the cover, you see these people that are videoing themselves being like, hey, we're here, Flash is going to be here any second. And of course, the Flash gets there and saves them. But he's trying to find out who is doing this. And he ran into the person that was doing it, and he's like, hey, stop doing this. This is terrible. You're going to get some people killed. And he's like, are you not going to save them? I'm going to keep doing it because you're going to save them. And we saw that somebody is paying this person to do the work for him, and he's the one, the backer. He's the one that's in the shadows actually funding this operation. We'll see who that is. Maybe in this issue, I doubt it. But so far, the first issue from Ryan North with this new The Flash run was tremendous. Can't wait to read issue number 32. Next, we have another new series, a new team up here with Green Lantern, issue number 34. It's Jeremy Adams and Ig Guara on the art. This is Green Lantern issue number 34, 32 pages, $5. Legacy number 601. This will be on my buy or sell video coming out on Friday. This is come to California, they said. Track down intergalactic prison escapees, they said. Kyle Rayner is back in LA and he's not alone. The precog thief, known only as Odyssey, the time bandit, is along for the ride. But is Odyssey really bad to the bone? Or does she hold a devastating secret that only Kyle Rayner can help her with? Kyle traverses a job, a mentorship, murderous aliens by the dozen, and a wrestling federation? Please don't tell us Jeremy is bringing Omega Bam Man back. Guest starring The Flash if you're not into that sort of thing. But that's so cool. Omega Bam Man from the DC KO special, intergalactic special, or whatever it was called, I forget. It was really fun. The character was really cool, and I can't wait to see what his actual incorporation into the DC universe is going to be. Jeremy Adams killing it with Green Lantern. I love Kyle Rayner. He's my personally second favorite Lantern. I still have John Stewart as the first, then Kyle, then Hal Jordan, at least in terms of like the three main Green Lanterns. Of course, Guy Gardner's a Green Lantern, who cares? But I'm looking forward to this. Green Lantern issue number 34 coming in at number 8, excuse me. Coming in at number 7, Captain America issue number 9, 32 pages, $5, legacy number 780. This is a 32-page comic written by Chip Zdarsky, art done by Tom Lima. Now we're still building up with the Armageddon event coming this summer, written by Chip Zdarsky. This is Doom's Shadow Part 4, a captain cornered on the road to Armageddon after discovering how far Salvation's true Latveria insurgency is willing to go for power. Captain America goes rogue, throwing in with the Latverian liberators to take down Salvation before he can become the next Doctor Doom. But Salvation is prepared for Steve's next attack, and his new ploy has heartbreaking consequences for the team. So we saw Salvation, he's basically slaughtering people in Latveria to the hundreds, and it literally just looked like a camp where people are there and they're just getting there murdered. And there was just a sea of bodies in this pit, and Captain America saw that, and you could see that something clicked. He's like, I don't care anymore. I'm gonna go get this guy. Hopefully not kill him, bring him to justice, because it is Captain America, but who knows? It might end up being kind of crazy for Steve Rogers, Captain America, but I'm looking forward to it. Captain America issue number 9 comes in at number 7 on my list. Coming in at number 6, we have the Infernal Hulk issue 6. This is 32 pages for $5. Legacy number 817. Philip Kennedy Johnson does the writing. Art is done by Adam Gorham this issue. No Nick Klein because he's getting focused on the World War Hulk artwork that's coming later in 2027. So it's going to be quite a long time until we get some Nick Klein artwork back. But hopefully these artists can keep up at least a little bit with Nick Klein's artwork. I know it's really difficult to do, but this is going to be introducing the Hellbuster armor. When Infernal Hulk pushes Earth's mightiest heroes to the brink, Iron Man leads an overpowered strike force to level the living city and end the Age of Monsters forever. Will Tony's new Hellbuster armor in the Spear of the One Above All be enough to keep him alive against the Infernal Hulk, or will he be corrupted just like all the others? We saw in the previous issue of Infernal Hulk basically go toe-to-toe with the One Above All, except it wasn't. It was basically a robot of the One Above All. So that part kind of let me down, but it's also like you can't actually have Hulk go against the One Above All because it would lose, at least in theory. But the Infernal Hulk has been tremendous by Philip Kennedy Johnson. I'm interested to see how the Hellbuster armor will compete with the Infernal Hulk. It looks really buffed up, it looks really cool, and I can't wait to read this book this week. Coming in at number 6, the Infernal Hulk. Kicking off the top 5, we have a DC book. This is Superman, issue number 37. Legacy number 880, 32 pages, $5. Written, of course, by Joshua Williamson. The art is done by Dan Mora. We're growing with the Superboy Prime character right now. As it heats up the reign of the Superboys, Superboy Prime gets a new real-life job with a new secret identity, of course, working at that comic book store while protecting Metropolis from dangerous threats, but there is a whole DC Comics universe out there for him to explore. And the fanboy in him wants to see it all. Too bad there are heroes who don't trust him and think he should be locked up. You see on this cover, there's the Green Lantern ring, looks like the lasso of Wonder Woman, Robin, so many different characters on that cover that are very important to the DC universe. I think the lack of trust in Superboy Prime is deserved because of everything that he's done in the past. but I feel so much for the Superboy Prime character. I love him. He's so likable, especially just working at a comic book store. That's just such a, that makes me want to be Superboy Prime, because that's all I want to do, really. Work at a comic book store and save people's lives, flying across everywhere, Metropolis, and having super strength. Like, he lives like such an amazing life in my mind, but he is also battling mental troubles. We saw, at least in the previous issue, there was like a previous concept to where he actually ripped the person up and killed them, but then he's like, no, I'm actually not going to do that. I'm a changed person. So it's interesting to see that he's battling with himself mentally to get through this and actually be a hero instead of a villain. So that's Superman issue number 37, always a great book. Coming in at number 4, we have a Dark Horse comic. This is American Caper, issue number 6, 32 pages, $5 for this comic book. Now, this is a ballad of predators, prey, and performance-enhancing drugs. Aaron Olds sends Orson to Marty's ranch on a slightly salacious mission. William visits his angry daughter Arabella in Brooklyn before attending a woke opera with his boss. Marty machine guns a few memories, and the FBI begins to put the pieces together just as a terrifying cartel hitman castrates their case. So we saw that these hitmen, the two maids that work at the ranch, one of them, or they were both a part of that van that back in, I believe, issue number 4, it was basically people bringing over illegals from the border, or undocumented citizens. And they crashed, and one of the women became a wife to a cartel hitman, and they've been trying to get her back to go to the boss, but she's maneuvered her way out of there, kind of becoming friendly with an FBI person and kind of pushing the people away. But they are chopping heads trying to find the ex-wife, or whatever you want to call it, because it wasn't technically a legal marriage. And we also saw Marnie cheat on William with a dude that is a complete conspiracy theorist. And now William going to Brooklyn to talk to his daughter will be interesting, because we know how much they clash heads. This book is just so crazy all over the place. Constant action, constant character development. It's so amazing. This is a world that I just want to see go for like 1,000 issues, because the writer in this this comic book, Dan Houser, his mind just goes anywhere, and he can create a whole American civilization, even a world concept, just out of the blue. He's so good at writing this comic book, and I look forward to it every month. So American Caper issue number 6 comes in at number 4. Coming in at number 3, we have an absolute title, Absolute Flash, issue number 14. Wally and Linda find themselves trapped within a twisted dimension made of mirrors. Confronted with their past and hunted by a mysterious assailant, the Flash will need to run faster than he ever has to escape this haunting realm. Jeff Lemire writing this book, doing a great job. Haining doing the artwork. Jeff Lemire is starting to cook right now, because this was one of the slower titles, but now it's starting to pick up steam. The Mirror Master character, I think, is such a great spot with this Wally West that we have, because he's so brand new to his powers. He doesn't quite know how to use them. He has never like tested his limits, and it looks like that's going to have to be what he does in this issue. And I love the insertion of Linda, because it adds some extra character, some more energy to this comic book that I think was severely lacking prior to her insertion. I guess her real insertion, because she's now like with Wally, not together in terms of dating, but there's definitely some flirtatious stuff going on, and I love the insertion of Linda. Jeff Lemire in Absolute Flash. Issue number 14 comes in number 3. The final 2, I have Amazing Spider-Man, issue number 27, part 9 of 9, the conclusion to the Death Spiral event. I know there's technically an aftermath issue. This is it. This is the end. We saw Peter, Carnage. They have bonded. They were both nearly dead because Torment killed, essentially brought Carnage and Peter Parker to the brink of death, and the only way that they would survive is if they joined together. I am kind of getting tired of that trope, because we've seen it now with the Carnage, Venom, and now Spider-Man. I do understand why that has to happen. Hopefully it doesn't happen for a long time again, but I'm willing to see how this event turns out. I've enjoyed it thoroughly. It's been something completely different from all the people that write American Spider-Man, Joe Kelly, Carlos Gomez, Joe Kelly is going to be writing this one. I've loved what Charles Soule has done. This is going to be a great book. I can't wait to read it. 32 pages, $5. Legacy number 991 as we are on the countdown to 1,000 issues with The Amazing Spider-Man. Cannot wait for that. But coming in at number 1, my favorite book coming out this week, or my most anticipated, the top one, whatever you want to say. It's Absolute Wonder Woman, issue number 19, 32 pages, $5 for this comic book. Written by Kelly Thompson. The art is done by Hayden Sherman. This is Season of the Witch, part 4 of 5. So this is the penultimate issue to this story arc. We know Absolute Zatanna is going to be involved. We know her father is going to be involved because her father and Diana are about to clash, and they're about to fight to hopefully not the death. We'll see how it goes. But Absolute Wonder Woman will never be the same. And Diana is unraveling and surrounded by enemies, but it is only when things are darkest that one should call upon the lasso Troika, for Troika leaves you changed. This looks like the lasso of truth, maybe, for this Absolute Wonder Woman character of Diana with Kelly Thompson. We haven't seen the lasso of truth really at all in the Absolute universe, which makes sense because she's more magic based, but also, I don't know how to describe it. I feel like the lasso of truth doesn't fit this Wonder Woman character because she is so just trusting of people. She doesn't have to use the lasso of truth, but I'm interested to see what this lasso does, Lasso Troika, and you're going to get all the characters. You're going to get Aphrodite, Circe, Edakanda, Giacanda, Giganta, Giovanna Zatara, of course, Zatanna's dad. You're also going to get Zatanna, Steve, so many great characters that Kelly Thompson has introduced into this Absolute universe. Absolute Wonder Woman is probably my second favorite Absolute title, right below Absolute Batman, of course. But I cannot wait. Absolute Wonder Woman, issue number 19. Looks to be a great penultimate issue to this Seasons of the Witch story arc. But guys, let me know down in the comments what your most anticipated book is for this upcoming comic book week. And I'll see you guys tomorrow for a new comic book day. And remember, keep reading those comics panel by panel. And I'll see you guys tomorrow. Have a great rest of your day.